We are in the midst of a Hamiltonian moment. Charles Hamilton Houston was the former Vice Dean of Howard Law School. He was former Supreme Court Justice Thurgood Marshall's professor, and he is credited as being the architect of the legal strategy to dismantle the diabolical and illusory doctrine of separate but equal. He famously stated, "A lawyer is either a social engineer or a social pariah." And we have far too many social pariahs. We need some engineers. The moment calls for it. I don't even have to run down the lists of reasons why we are in this Hamiltonian moment. All you have to do is turn on the news of any network, and the truth of that reveals itself. So I want you to be clear about what kind of lawyer you want to be. Do you want to be a social pariah, or do you want to be a social engineer? Someone who engineers and creates change for themselves, for their communities, and for the members of that community, for their nation and for the world. And it's not a question you should ask yourself and answer once you're in law school or after you graduate from law school. It should inform your decision to go to law school, and it should inform the decision that you make about which law school to attend. You have something to offer our nation that is unique. And this isn't to say that the experience and perspective of all racial groups and other demographics aren't important, but the Black experience is important. The perspective of African Americans in this country and the history that tracks the constitutional history of this country is important. So I'm here today to share with you my belief that the true value of the law lies in how and whether it affects the human condition and improves the human condition. It's not about going to law school so that you can afford a fat ride. It's not about going to law school so that you can brag to family and friends that you have made it and pop your collar and say that you're a lawyer. Now, those things may be in the background, right? You need to be sure that you are applying to law school and want to become a lawyer because you are committed to using the law to improve the lives of other people. None of us is here by ourselves or for ourselves. We cannot afford to be selfish, because sacrifices made by others is the reason why we occupy these seats and these privileged spaces. We cannot squander these opportunities. We cannot call our justice system just if the only people of color in the courtroom are defendants. And we will not have Black judges, Black policymakers, Black law professors, Black prosecutors, and Black defenders if we don't have Black law students. And so I need you to think about, as you're writing your applications and your personal statements, why it is you want to become a lawyer, what it is you hope to contribute, not just what you hope to gain from the experience. HBCUs occupy a very special place in history and a very special place in my personal history. My mother is a graduate of Howard undergrad. My father graduated from Savannah State. Both of my maternal grandparents attended FAMU. My brother went to Lincoln, and my paternal great-grandfather graduated from Morris Brown. I attended a PWI, and I enjoyed my experience at James Madison. However, I've had the opportunity to teach at HBCUs, and I know the value of having Black experiences and Black perspectives expressed and available in the classroom. And it's not just because those students are going to gain something from being there. It's because it enriches the academic environment and it facilitates analytical thought for every student in that classroom. No law school is doing you a favor by allowing you to attend their law school. When you are admitted, you will be admitted because you have something of value to offer. And that needs to be expressed in your personal statements. I want to attend this law school because I will contribute, and be specific about it. We don't want personal statements to be written that are undergirded by a sense of insecurity and low self-esteem, because there's no reason for it. The Supreme Court most recently in Fisher re-announced the affirmative action case that diversity has educational value, and racial diversity in particular has educational value. So you need not make any apologies when you're filling out your application and presenting all that you have to offer. I encourage you to exploit this opportunity, because there are people who wish they could be in a position to even contemplate attending law school. Right? Maya Angelou, late great poet laureate, said, "We are the hope and the dream of the slave." People prayed to be here. Don't waste that. It's disrespectful to our ancestors, and it's disrespectful to us as individuals and as a community. The late A. Leon Higginbotham would often remark that there is no time for foolishness. There's no time for foolishness. There's no time for selfishness. We're in serious times, people, and we need good social engineers. That's what we need. And that's why we need you to apply to law school. So thank you for being willing to apply and to become part of the change that is so desperately needed. I've been here at Georgia State College of Law, not here in this building, but here at this institution for 14 years. And one of the things that I love most about my job is that I get to teach young, bright students who have creative ideas about the way forward. And I also am grateful that I have a dean that allows me to do that and encourages those efforts. So without further ado, I would like to introduce my dean, Steve Kamenshine, who will bring you additional greetings.